It was crazy. As like a kid, I wouldn't understand this movie at all. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
I think they've done a pretty good job. You know what?
I understand apartheid, and I went to a pretty much white school.
Right.
When I was in elementary school. I don't
know,
think there's a single black kid in my elementary school.
I definitely understood this movie. I don't know. I think
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Although like
Give it a second.
I watched a lot of Jeopardy growing up.
Color of Friendship.
Yep.
Been waiting forever to watch it. Today's finally the day. It's come.
I think you told me about this movie before we even started doing this.
Oh, 100%.
I've been so stoked for this movie. I've been so excited.
It didn't disappoint, and I love that it came out in Black History Month.
Oh, true. It
February
did.
5th, yeah.
I wonder if maybe that was probably
No,
intentional.
that's just by accident.
Yeah, they're not thinking that far ahead.
They're like, let's just dump these fucking movies.
But I would say that of the Disney Channel originals that we watched, this was the best one from like every aspect.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
yeah, oh yeah.
It was the best written. It was the best shot.
Yep.
I mean, it might have even been better in a lot of those aspects than My Day with the President's Daughter. Which
Yeah.
previously was
honestly,
like the biggest
like,
budget one that
yeah.
we watched.
Yeah.
Because like that one is just like everybody's just having a good time. Like there's
That's
not
true.
really anything. It's just like kids having fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
which
this
is
was pretty
fine, but it's
heavy.
just like a different
Yeah.
just different type of movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this one is heavy. I mean, like the subject matter is heavy.
Yeah,
But I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I might show this to my kids when I have kids.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was really good. And I was reading so that Mr. Congressman Dellums was a real guy, but this is based on a true story. He had a daughter named Piper. They had a South African white exchange student in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Holy
so the
shit.
all of it was true. Like
Holy
shit. The daughter like wrote it, like she like was the one that like I don't know if she wrote like the script or whatever, or if she just like sold like got in touch with like I don't know. But yeah, it was true. They had an exchange student.
Dang.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So which made me wonder like so we were talking about how like the production quality seemed like so much better. So like and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like up until now most of the movies we've watched were like produced by Disney, made by them, their idea. But I wonder if this one, because like how then also studios will like buy movies after they've been made.
Yeah.
So I sort of wondered if this was like made by her and someone like just as a kid's movie and then Disney bought it, because it's not very often in Disney Channel originals that you see like the names of historical figures or like real people.
Right.
So
I don't
wondered,
think Luck of the Irish is based on a true story.
No, yeah.
but so I wondered if like this was made like independent of Disney and then bought by them.
Probably.
Or if maybe they produced it. I don't know. I could
Yeah.
probably look it up, but I don't know. It just, since it was like
A
based
buyout.
on real. Yeah. Like,
It was
Anyway.
cool. It was great.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know. Because I wonder if we'll see any others that deal with issues like this.
yeah.
Like Stepsister
Oh well,
from the
Tiger
Planet
Cruise.
Mary,
I
doubt it.
know. Tiger Cruise. I know
Oh,
is
right,
about
right,
9/11.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's about like them being on a ship when the terrorist attacks happen.
This came out in 2000. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just because when you say that it's based on like a true story, and it's such a really interesting one.
Oh yeah.
That it seems like it should be. I mean, obviously today it would be a bigger movie, but it feels like even then, like that's a good enough story for it to be like a theatrically released like feature.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I wonder again if maybe Piper or whoever,
Maybe they
if it was a conscious decision. Well, if it was a conscious
Like box
decision to
office.
be like, because obviously she is a kid in the movie and she was a kid in real life when this was happening to her, and she's like, maybe this could be a story for young people way, because that's kind of like what it was. So
Yeah.
maybe they just thought it would be like instead of going like the full studio theatrical release route, we're like, let's put this movie to good use.
Right, where it'll be
Yeah.
more likely to be seen. Because, if you were a kid, like, you were going to see this movie on TV.
Oh,
like, you didn't
yeah.
have to convince your parents to, like, take you to a movie. Like, you were more likely to be like, oh, I always sit down and watch the Disney Channel original, so I'm gonna sit down and watch it like
Right.
always. Whereas like you didn't have to be like, let's buy tickets
Hey,
to this
Mom.
movie about apartheid,
let's
you
go
know, and
see
your
it.
parents be like, oh, maybe not, you know, like
yeah.
you were more likely to just have it like
No,
shown
they just
to you.
they literally
Yeah.
just left the Roots book on the coffee
Yeah.
table for people.
That part was kind of funny.
Oh, that's one of my favorite parts. I think
That was
that's
good.
what a
Yeah,
part
that's
where
cool.
Ron
That
really
was good.
shines.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean,
I
the
loved
parents.
Ron.
Ron.
Yeah.
Loved
you know,
Roscoe.
So good.
Roscoe.
What
I
a
lo-
cool name, by the,
The
way.
coolest.
Also,
The coolest.
but like, yeah, the parents in this movie.
Gary
The
Shandling show. Sorry, that's what the mom is from. Gary Shandling.
Oh, okay.
show.
Yeah, she looked. I
She's
Never
been in a
seen
bunch
her.
of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but that's what I was thinking.
Let me see if I see it for anything.
But the parents in this movie, the American parents,
Mhm.
pretty great. I mean,
Yeah.
even the dad, you know, he comes around. He realizes she's a kid, and like, even though the ending is a little weird, but it's like, oh, you know, sometimes we can only change stuff by like changing how we interact with people.
Yeah.
And so like I can do that, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, he was in Falcon the Winter the guy who plays Ron.
Yeah,
in
he's
so much shit.
that super soldier.
Yeah, he's in so much shit.
Mm.
Yeah, that guy's been around. But he was cuz you know, both of the parents were like really smart in this movie.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
had a
yeah.
lot of their own moments to shine, and again there's the scene or you know, a couple scenes maybe where it's just the two parents talking and that's about like you know, the situation in general. I guess they do talk about their kids. I was going to say they don't, because that's almost like the Bechdel test version for these Disney movies. Like,
But
can
with parents.
yeah, can parents have a conversation in a room without talking about
Yeah.
like the main kid or whatever?
Yeah.
But that was great, and
Sorry, but he also voices Martian the Manhunter and like
and the
Everything.
DCU.
yeah.
Yes, dude, that's right. Yeah, you know what? That's interesting. Okay, now that you say that, wow, I didn't honestly. That mustache makes a big difference because I did not.
He was young in
recognize
this
him.
too. I mean, like
I guess that's true, but that's interesting because I've seen some interviews with like the cast of the Justice League animated series and stuff, and he's like a very shy, kind of reclusive guy.
really.
Yeah. You know, he's almost like a Daniel Day-Lewis. Like he's just a good ass actor, and then he like goes away
And
and
he just goes
makes
home.
shoes
It's
or
a
whatever.
9 to 5. You know?
Yeah. He's doing his thing. But the other thing that struck me about Roscoe was like, holy cow! I mean, her patience. Like that scene
Yeah.
at the breakfast table is so good. When she's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
when all the kids get up and she's like,
She explained
like
it in the best
about-
way possible
I know.
without being like rude or anything.
yeah, God,
Also, so you know how she had the two brothers, Eric and Michael?
Mm.
Eric, in real life, is an actor, and he was in that movie. This is him. He's one of the other congressmen in the room. That's her brother in real
no
life.
way.
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
He's like
Piper's brother?
in
Yeah.
real life. Yeah,
Oh my
he's
God.
like standing there. He like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
no
just
speaking
hanging
lines
out.
for this guy.
Yeah. No
But
way.
he was but he's an actor like in real life. Anyway, I just thought that was
That's pretty cool.
Dang.
Well, he definitely knew the screenwriter, huh?
yeah. It's nepotism,
Yep.
baby. Oh, and then her other brother was convicted of second-degree murder
Okay.
and
Well,
other charges in what?
well, you know, 2 or 3 is not bad.
That's true.
Damn. That's crazy.
I was listening to somebody talking about parenting, and they're like, you know, you just kind of roll the dice and tell them things that you think are right and wrong and see how it turns out, you know? You don't know how they're going to react.
One of your children becomes an author. The other
Once-
one goes to prison for
Yeah.
murder. Whatever.
It's the hand you got
2
dealt,
out of
you
3
know?
is not bad.
Yeah, that's what I
2
said.
out of 3.
That's good. That's a good baseball
Yeah.
contract. It's Mike Trout numbers.
Yeah, this movie rocked.
Yeah, I'm
I
giving
love
it
Really
9.5.
was great.
9.5.
9.5 is a good score. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm going 9.5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the best one that we end up watching.
You know, I needed something
probably up
personal
there.
for me to get a 10, you know?
yeah, sure. You have to be able to relate to it.
Yeah.
To people aside from the
I'm
police
thinking
officer,
like a double
obviously.
teamed might sneak up in there. Double teamed has the single worst scene of, I'm willing to guarantee it, of any Disney movie that we watch.
I'll believe you.
The single worst scene.
I've heard a lot about it, that it's got that terrible scene or whatever.
I've only
But-
heard about it from Jake.
It's me. I made Ben sit down and watch it.
That's hilarious. And he did?
Yeah. And he was like, holy fuck.
That's
He's like,
funny.
this was actual thing.
Ben said that he would have come and watch Horse Sense with us. But then you were sick, and then we ended up not watching anything that week or whatever.
Yep,
and then
I got
Ben was like, "I'll go." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
God, that movie was so good.
Horse Sense?
Yeah, Horse Sense was great.
Who? What's that dude's name?
Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence would beat the racism I've ever.
Yeah.
He would beat the racism
true.
I've ever.
Oh yeah, dude! Introduce South Africa to the 24-inch pythons, baby. Let them. Yep, take it from there. Yeah, I loved all the stuff about. I loved the. I'm trying to think of a different word, but I like the juxtaposition between like how where what's her name learns about the guy being killed in the embassy and it's like, oh, he killed himself, and then Piper's like, no, that's actually not what happened and stuff. That was great. You know,
like they just were like yeah, the cops beat that guy to death. Like they talked about that in that movie.
Yeah,
that's kind of
killing yourself is also
that's true. They
pretty big thing.
Even if he both
for
both of them to be in there. Yeah.
What's the other thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah, the dad for the mom or for the white girl.
Yeah,
gotta be the worst dad in the whole of all of them.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Pete Tsunami was really not a good dude. Pete Tsunami was a bad dad.
Yeah, those are the bottom two.
Yeah, it's Pete Tsunami and a literal Nazi.
And a literal
an oppressor.
That's so funny.
I mean,
I think Giant Tsunami though is also the other bio we watched. I think that was a real one.
I mean, God, that movie was so good.
I want to believe that Grandpa Tsunami is a real guy still.
Grandpa Tsunami's out there somewhere.
Shredding waves and teaching lessons in the coolest way possible.
God damn it. He might be the single best character in all of these movies.
Oh yeah.
Grandpa Tsunami.
Grandpa Tsunami tore those waves up.
God, when he fucking showed those snowboarding kids what's up. What did they call those? I don't remember the nicknames they had for them, but I remember urchins were like the poor kids.
Yeah, urchins were poor.
Skies, because I think they went to like
urchins.
Sky whatever. Just fucking crazy.
Yeah, so the crazy thing is you missed both Giant Tsunami and Punks.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
the kid from Giant Tsunami was in both
of
the movies. And he looked like much younger in Punks than he did in Giant Tsunami.
That's funny.
And Giant Tsunami came out first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they must have shelved that one.
They put Punks, they're like, wait.
Yeah,
because it was bad.
I did read her or tell her about the comment that somebody had about Jessica Alba being hot when she was like 14 in that movie.
Right.
So icky. Gross.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It's a bad comment.
That's a bad comment. I mean, we even talk about all the time, like, how crazy you have to be to comment on anything, like, in general.
Just at all.
But if you're going to, I mean...
Going out and writing a review, that's even more
Well, let's look at some reviews for this
It's
one.
not like right in front of you.
Let's look at some reviews for this one. We got a lot of...
Do you think this movie made parents divorce like the Barbie movie made couples break up?
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
A lot of people say it's
It was
excellent.
mostly a joke of like girls going to see Barbie with their boyfriends who were like, oh, well, this is stupid, feminist, whatever. And then they're like, oh, you suck, let's break up. Like, it was more of like a meme, but also like litmus test for a boyfriend.
That's a good call, actually.
So we got a negative comment here, 5 out of 10.
Oh, no.
Said there are a couple of racist main characters, but not what you would expect. Movie never addresses the prejudice and racism that the black family has towards this 14-year-old girl.
Jesus Christ. Yes, they do.
They
The
do.
mom is literally sits down with the daughter and is like, well, remember how you acted at the airport? That wasn't very nice either,
Yeah.
and you expected something out of her.
That's literally half of what the mom says is talking to Piper and Ron about
Bottom
like their own
line, I
biases.
would not be uncomfortable having my kids watch this because there are not enough good role models in this movie to enforce the message
How
they are.
dare
That's
they?
psychotic. This movie has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people. I mean,
mean,
that was the one negative comment.
Yeah.
I think.
That's got to be the... Now that is... this is definitely
We
the
should
only
start
one
writing
of these
that
we're gonna
down
see.
next to these movies. Of
The
We
crazy
should write a
thing
lot
is-
of things
okay,
down. I mean, we got to keep track
We
of
should
the
write
guns.
a lot of things
we gotta,
down.
yeah.
So this is the most recent comment.
Okay.
2022.
Okay.
Somebody watched this
fresh.
movie from Disney Plus, like us, logged into IMDb and gave it a 6 out of 10. Said,
Insane.
normally I'll give a movie like this 5. That's why I give movies that were okay, but I wouldn't really want to watch again, which is true, but I'm giving a little something extra because the acting wasn't too bad. Learned something new, and it wasn't as bad as all the other Disney Channel movies I watched before it. It's a little dated, but also relevant. It's interesting. It's based on real events I've never heard of. I noticed a lot of people mentioning discrepancies between this year that it took place and some of the cars, monuments, records, etc.
Oh my god.
That would have not
Like, shut
existed
the
yet,
fuck
but I didn't even
up.
notice or pay attention to that, I guess.
Who gives a shit?
He definitely paid attention to that.
You clearly did pay attention to that.
That's the shit I love is the people who were like
Brandy
Jesus
Farrell.
Christ.
talking
She's
about
in there.
The sky and Titanic didn't
Yeah,
match
it's
up
like,
to.
oh my God,
That stuff's hilarious.
She reviewed like all the Disney movies. So she went. So this is like the most recent review she did. She did Tickets to Paradise.
Ah, God.
I've never heard of that. Came out in 2022.
Oh yeah.
Then
take a look.
Ready to Run came out in 2000.
Ready to Run.
It's a Disney movie. It
Sounds like
there.
a Bruce Springsteen album.
Yep. And then Miracle Lane 2. Frankie for the win is what they said. We found one she liked.
Oh, that's not what's up next, by the way. It's Alley Cat Strike, which
Yeah,
I think
Jake
is a
was
different
checking it
bowling
out.
movie.
Oops.
Well, Miracle in Lane 2, it looked like it's about racing cars.
Oh, okay.
Hated
Yeah.
stepsister from Planet Weird. So
There's no way.
she
that
said maybe
movie's
this
gonna be
movie
good.
is good on Planet Weird.
That's
Uh-huh.
funny. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
What was her name again?
Brandy Farrell.
Chalk one up for Brandy. We'll put one on the board for Brandy.
Yeah, we need to get a buzzer for Brandy.
Buzzards for Brandy, baby.
She's going through the same journey.
I'm just dreading, like, now that we've done that one, it feels like there's going to be, like, 5 bad ones in a row.
I think
And maybe I'm wrong.
Miracle
maybe I'm
Lane 2 is
wrong.
going to be good, I think. Frankie's going to carry.
Yeah, I think you know what I
Maybe.
think it might be okay. But this movie was like
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
But that's, I think, what the next really good one will be.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
our saving grace here.
Quince, I'm gonna be interested to see because like I remember when that was on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
There's no way you watch
That's
Quince.
gonna be weird. I watched Quince back in the day, and also The Other Me, which again stars Andrew Lawrence,
Right.
who was the kid in Horse Sense, which that movie I think is bad and weird,
I believe it.
but it's gonna be fun.
Quince sounds horrible.
Quince has the girl from Halloween Town in it who plays Marnie, and
You mean Kimberly J. Brown?
that is that's exactly who I mean. I mean Kim Brown, downtown Kimmy Brown, is in Quince, and I think that movie is pretty bad.
Jamie's 13 and really enjoying being an only child until her world turns upside down when her mom's having quintuplets. Jamie is almost forgotten by her family and just about everyone else as the limelight is fixed firmly on the 5 little wonders, who immediately become headline news. Jamie gets more upset as her parents miss school meetings and even big art show. Well, her parents eventually realize they
big
have
art
6
show.
kids.
All right, now I'm looking forward to that.
It's just gonna be her pouting that she's not getting enough attention while her
Yeah.
parents have 5 babies.
See that sounds like a movie where it's like directed at we got to do ones for kids that are like having younger siblings or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that sounds like a poignant in like a way that's gonna make the movie shitty. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be shitty.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But like this one was, like a legitimately good
Yeah,
movie.
again,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like a real movie.
So that's gonna be.
Did Disney make it?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
I want to look
who
up
knows?
like the
Yeah.
production of it. This
It
probably,
was Disney.
This probably has my
Oh,
top.
ABC. ABC helped. Disney ABC domestic television.
This one probably has my top spot.
Yeah. Well, Brink. Brink was
Brink.
pretty cool.
Brink is cool. Brink is rad. I don't know. Yeah, how
Remember when
rad was this
what
movie?
was
I
the
don't know how
movie where
rad
they
it
were
was.
watching Brink in the living room?
Oh yeah.
Was that Punked?
Maybe it was Smart House.
It was Smart House.
Okay, that makes sense.
They hit Brink on in the
Maybe
back.
it was Punks. I don't know, but
It was
yeah,
one
it
of
was on
those-
the background. Yeah,
It was
on like
so
a little TV.
funny. Dude, me and you gasped out loud, I think, when that came up.
It must have been Punks. It must have been Punks.
This
I felt like it was a bad movie. Smart House wasn't bad, though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, definitely not
It was
compared
mid.
to.
Mad.
Yeah, it was mid.
The Color of Friendship was based on 2 instances of the family hosting white South African kids, and it was like combined into one. It was shot in Toronto. It says
Nice.
filming took place in Canada and was underway, and it says it was specifically released for Black History Month on Disney.
Of course.
But
I'm 2 for 2 today.
yeah, it won like a bunch of awards for like, and it won an Emmy for children's programming and like a humanitarian prize and stuff. I don't know.
Nice.
I probably deserved it. It
Knocked
was
that
pretty good.
AIDS girl from
Yeah.
Nickelodeon News right out of
Sent her
contention.
right back.
Oh God.
Maybe Magic Johnson will wipe those tears for you.
With a needle.
Jesus fucking Christ, Jake.
That was insane.
I'm sorry.
No, hey, listen, I don't think you should ever apologize for
baby.
those jokes, but that one is
No, I'm sorry. That was fucked up. That girl's alive though.
funny,
She's
though.
okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, she could take a joke.
She's on the same. She's doing the same school tour as who's that
Johnson?
fucking guy that you always talk about, or you and Ben used to talk about all the time. You thought it was a woman, Ellie, the Holocaust survivor.
Yes. Yeah, that we found out around episode 5 of our other podcast.
That was so funny.
Ellie Wiesel.
Ellie Wiesel. Yeah.
No, that's still a girl. Who is the girl book that we read in fucking elementary school?
I mean, I don't know. You have Numbering the Stars, but that's like by Lois. Oh, fucking Anne Frank? You mean the Diary of Anne
not
Frank?
Anne Frank.
Who's that girl?
Yeah. Who's that addict girl?
I just found this funny post on the Disney Plus subreddit. It says, PSA, the DCOM color of friendship uses the N-word. I remember watching this movie as a child, excited to watch it with my kids. I was hoping to open quality discussion regarding race. I was not prepared for the use of that word. I have been intentional with keeping that word from ever entering my kids' brains. That's what this post says. What are you talking about, lady?
I know.
And someone in the comments was like, how old are they? They're going to hear it somewhere. Wouldn't you rather it be in that context with you around and not just like, anyway.
Olivia Britton Jackson, that's who I was thinking of. That's the book I read. I never even read Ellie Wiesel's book. I read this girl's book and that was it.
But to you, what you were saying, Emily, was, I mean, if you're looking to quote unquote open a discussion with your kids,
Like, yeah.
like why then?
Isn't that part of it?
Right, like an honest discussion. You don't hide stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Like, what?
Yeah.
Because then, yeah, whatever. It's
They
just
can
people are
grow up
fucking
and just
freaks.
be racist, probably. Then.
And like that's the point of the use of the word in the
Right,
movie.
like, what?
I would never
Like,
call you that, is what you said.
Yeah, and like she gets mad. Like that's like they get upset. Like that's the whole whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, you're right though.
People
I
are
mean,
fucking
they hit it back to back real quick. I
Yeah,
mean,
they were.
they load. It's like this is the one section of the movie where you can say the N word. So if you're gonna use it, fucking just pile it
Yeah,
on.
but then like things get heated, and her dad is like, "What the fuck?" And like,
Dude.
yeah,
That's McGuire
so-
Canseco right there. Yeah, just.
Oh man, that part's awesome. Ron coming down the hallway.
Whoa,
ready to
you
fight
heard?
a 12-year-old.
You heard that?
Yeah.
You heard me get pissed off? Yeah, man.
Dude. If I was that girl though, I'd be sitting in that room so afraid. They're like,
I
fuck,
know.
they're about to open this door and kick me out
I'm
any second.
halfway out the window.
Yes,
The bed
yeah,
sheet.
dollars.
Like,
uh,
oh, hey, Ron. What's up, man?
Yeah, two best parents for sure. It's interesting
Easy.
that they would be in a couple. You
And
know
the
what
worst
I'm saying?
parent. And we found the worst parent. Principal. Just morals based.
Yeah,
Xenon's dad sucked too, though.
that's true.
Xenon Bomb 3 dads are in order. Gotta go. Xenon's dad, Pete, and then this guy.
100%.
Pete was awful.
Pete.
I watched a grown man cry on a staircase. In that movie.
and that's what makes him awful.
That's
You
that's
should know why.
That's when he was like.
That's when he was coming full circle.
Sure.
And even Johnny Tsunami, the kid Johnny Tsunami, had the emotional intelligence of Ron almost, right? Like he had an
Yeah.
adult's emotional intelligence.
Like, yeah, he was more in touch than his dad.
Yeah, Pete Tsunami had it all wrong. Is there anything else we want to say about Color of Friendship before we get out of
I
here?
don't know. Watch it.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Watch it.
It's good.
Watch it.
Legitimately good.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Like what was the one I can't
Don't
even
show
remember
your
what we
kids,
did
though,
last
if they're,
week.
like, under 7. They probably won't get it.
See, I don't know about that, man. That's the thing
You
I kind
think
of
kids
disagree
that are
with you
7
on.
years old are learning about apartheid?
Well, you're the one that like didn't go to school with any black children.
I went to a
Good
white
point.
Catholic school.
Yeah,
But it's
that was not the
also,
case
you know,
for me. Like
it's-
my class, like growing up, like my classes were not like 50-50, but like pretty close. Like,
And it's
like-
not about apartheid. Some of the political stuff, sure, maybe they won't get that. But
the big climax
it's
of the
about
movie is
the-
that guy dying.
But that's not. But it's about the racism and like race relations
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So sure, they use apartheid, but like that's a.
But it's definitely going to lose the kid at some point.
I don't know. I like this movie when I was
it's
a
a-
kid.
I don't think
I-
about where it counts though. I don't think about.
I think
where
I
it
watched
counts.
this movie when I was probably like 8, maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean
Like,
I was
don't-
probably
like I wasn't very old.
7
when I
years
watched
old.
It. Yeah.
If I was, like, 7 years old and I was watching this, I'd be like, let's just see what's on Cartoon Network.
Well, that's a good point. If you know what, if Kids Next Door was on, I would have changed the
Yeah.
channel.
Or
But
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
shout out to it.
Yeah. Any of those, I would have been like, okay, well, let's watch this. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is good.
But I think you got to give kids more credit. I think they would get it.
I work in a school. I know kids wouldn't.
You're saying they wouldn't, but we're literally telling you that we did.
Yeah, but I worked in Orchard Park. I know the kids don't like this shit. Like I know that
right,
kids.
they might want to.
They don't have the
might want to
attention
just
span.
change it. Is what?
Yeah,
change
they don't have the
channels, what you're
attention
saying.
span for it. Unless I'm like sitting them down in the classroom, reeling the TV in, they wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah, but never mind.
Like as an education.
Go for it.
Like,
Go for
no,
it.
Yeah.
but like if that's what we're like talking about, like, hey guys, we're gonna watch a movie today.
Yeah, they would watch this,
Yeah.
but if it's on Disney Channel and they're sitting at home, they're gonna turn on something else.
I don't know. I disagree.
If they have all Disney,
I didn't. I clearly fucking.
every
didn't.
kid has
Like,
Disney
you know what I
Plus, so they can just pick what they want
mean?
to
Yeah,
watch,
sure.
and they're
but
not
this
gonna
movie
pick.
came out. Well, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean. Like, I don't feel like that's probably how like most. If you were gonna be watching this movie, like,
If I
you're
said,
gonna have to type it in on Disney Plus. Like, no kid's doing that in the first place.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's probably gonna be shown to them if they were going to watch it.
Right, this day and age.
Yeah.
yeah,
But back in the day, yeah, I don't know. I think you guys both make interesting points on it.
Because
Well-
like back then, like I don't know, if the Disney Channel original was on, and I was just like,
That's
okay.
true.
and kids have way less of attention span now.
I don't.
I
If
don't
they're
know.
on
I
iPads,
feel like that's like
I know
whatever
that
you,
they
like-
do.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
but
but
that's
you all,
again,
but,
that's
like,
one
you
of those
weren't.
things they
That's
say
probably
every
what
generation.
teachers said about you. You know what I mean?
I have
But-
ADD.
but
I prescribed it. I have
know,
it diagnosed.
but I'm saying like
Fair point.
everyone of our generation, like teachers probably said the same thing. And
Right.
and I'm not saying they don't like, I'm not saying there isn't a problem with like iPad babies.
Yeah.
There is, but like,
They won't
I
have
think
the-
there are kids who do and kids who don't.
Yeah. And then there are kids that pick the color of friendship when they're scrolling Disney Plus, which would never happen.
I don't think it's gonna be on the home screen for you to scroll
It's
by.
on
to
Disney
be
Channel
honest.
Originals. There's tabs.
I would like to see it in the home screen though. Fucking Disney Plus, those cowards. They'd never put color of friendship up there.
See
Gets me
Frozen
scared.
100 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that shit.
Movie came out 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
Josh Allen was still in high school.
Ew, don't say it like that.
no, that's how we have to measure time here. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it moves.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on color of friendship, I guess. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
Hell of a movie.
Hell of a movie.
Real good.
Good times all around. Well, not all around, but you know.